10 off, gonna be an open. Wow. King, queen off. Don't think we're three betting this hand against an under the gun open out of the hijack. King jack's off is probably strong enough to ISO even out of position. Broken stack here. Comfortable going just four bigs. I think we just call here. I think we can. I think Poole will play worse against a check here on his board in these positions. This board's much better for us than it is for him. Our hand benefits from getting folds. We have backup, we have overs. Of course, the ace comes here, sort of changes some things. I guess like our range is doing better still, but this hand in particular, I don't know that it gains much by betting. Okay, now I think we're just going to try to get called by some pocket pairs. So I don't want to go huge, but I think like sixes, sevens, eights. I'll call like a decent sized bet here. Do we three bet queen 10 suited? Probably. Okay, here, I don't think we're going to be going for three streets. And I think if we check now, it gives villain's probably, Poole's probably a little like stab happy once things get checked through. I don't think people are checking back top pair very often in Poole. So a lot of times Poole sort of see that as weak and just blast off. Pretty large. We're going to be in position here. Okay, here we're going to start betting now. I think it's just a little too expensive. $8 into 21. I mean, we have sevens are pretty strong hand. Maybe we can call here in position. Bazinga. Okay, is it too thin to bet? Would he be? Can we get called by worse here? We bet really tiny. What's he continuing with? I think he's folding most of his ace highs on the turn. This might be a little thin, but I think we're going to go for it here. Okay, no real reason for us to have a raising range on this board. Oh, yikes. Should not have bet that river, maybe. I don't know, maybe. Maybe it's fine. Okay, we're going to try to get stacks in here. So if I bet 20, get called, that'll be 80. We'll have about 60 behind. Have a gut shot. We have ace high, I don't know. Okay, not quite what we're looking for here. I think we're just checking range pretty much when we get flatted by the hijack and open under the gun. Unless there's probably some boards we can bet. I don't think this is one of them. See if it's pretty big into two people. I guess like we have the best no pair you could have. Okay, he gets called. We have backdoor straight and backdoor flush. But I think once he bets and he, he's, who knows what he's calling with. I think we just let it go. That is a wet turn card. Yeah, I think this is fine defend. I wonder if there's actually three bets sometimes. I know sometimes we do three bet some of our like suited kings, some of our lower suited kings. I think just because maybe they don't play super well. What's going on here? Probably just folds. Maybe they're like a little too weak to call. So we like three betting them. That's annoying. Okay, we're gonna be squeezing here with tens. Squeeze size, I'm not so sure. We're gonna be out of position. I think we just go kind of large here. Okay, interesting. So he just flats and then he three bets. I'm sorry, he four bets. So like, what hands is he flatting behind and then re-raising, right? And he's just min raising. I mean, if he's trapping me, I guess. But I think this is a hand we just jam. Maybe this is like eights, sevens, eights, or nines or something. Fives. Queen 10 is going to be three bets sometimes. I don't know about in these positions. Maybe this is a little loose to three bet here. I'll need to figure that out. I'll mark this hand. I should make a tag, just like pre-flop review. Okay, well here we do flop the world. This is a board where we just get to bet a ton. I don't think this hand actually wants to bet a ton. I think we check back. I know we want to have some, like when we have like showdown value plus a ton of equity as far as like a flush draw, we're not really obligated to bet because we just have so just stranglehold. What happened here? I'm checking. Here, I think we're just going to polarize. guess he has some king 10, so we don't want to go like massive, but I think we get called by, try to get called by an ace maybe. Okay, so this went check, check. I think we do some betting here. King is like, king high is not strong enough, I think, for showdown. Okay, the ace comes in. Sizes we want to have here, I guess like we're maybe betting like ace 10 or something on a turn. I mean, this hand wants to go big, obviously. Just wondering if it fits with our strategy to go big with this hand. I guess we don't really end up on that river there with a lot of flushes, so maybe we don't have that many big bets. We bet a lot of our flush draws on the flop, I think. Okay, here we're just going to be betting size-wise. I think we actually want to size up a little bit. We're not going to be betting our, well, we might be betting our floor range on this board. I don't really know. Three bet that puts this hand in a pretty tough spot, but I think it's just a fold. That sizing was, I think that was a good sizing by Villain. Okay, we flop trips. Went pot. Probably a weaker player. Just gonna check raise small. Consider three betting. I just don't really think so with the suited hand. I don't really feel like it's necessary, especially against an earlier position open. We're going to be playing a bit more snug. He's possibly just betting range on this board. I know we'll have to have some ace high continues against a range bet, but with no back doors, I think we're just folding probably. God damn, how do we run so good? We're just going to have no flatting or no raising range in that spot. Ace deuce off on the button. I think it's just a fold. Ace three off probably opening. I mean, it's probably close. Should have looked at their stats. Yeah, I don't see anything. Still not opening that hand. So an anonymous game, I think it could work to go a little bit larger with our value three bets, like our thick value three bets in position, but I don't know. Ooh, this is a flop where we got to be pretty cautious. We're going to want to be betting really selectively. This hand's definitely strong enough to bet, but it's also, I mean, having the ace of hearts, like we really don't mind checking this hand because it doesn't need a ton of protection here. And this board, it really is just no good for us. It's a bit better of a card for us. His like 7-8 hands are now beat. Of course, if he has 5x, that's probably no good for us. So he goes for a pretty large bet here. I don't think we really have any raises against the sizing. I don't think there's really anything we can do here but call. I think once we check back, like most villains checking back flop here are going to be pretty weak, pretty capped. So it makes sense for him to come with a large bet there. Okay, he checks now. We'd want to be value betting this hand. Just thinking about the sizing here. Definitely want to get called by, I mean, some one pair hands, I guess. Maybe it's a spot where I size up with the two missed flush draws. I'm not really sure what to do there on the river. think there's an argument for flatting this hand here. I think we're just gonna go ahead and play it as a 3-bet though. Since we're choosing a small size, I don't mind 3-betting with this hand. I think it makes sense to 3-bet with it sometimes. We do get 4-bet. I think this is just a call. We're a little bit deep, which is nice. We're going to be in position. The hand's very playable. This is a good flop for us. We're going to be get to be quite aggressive. Although I don't really think we need a raising range here. Like we don't really need to raise our sets. For this sizing, okay, down here he bets 1/3 pot, which is not really a sizing I would be using if I was him. It almost makes it so I feel like we're just giving the right price to call. I was thinking about raising as well, but wasn't sure how I felt about it. What's going on here? It sucks. Okay, so check, check. Kings, do we need to bluff this hand? I don't think so. I think he could be bet flop with no pair, then check, check turn. Now I sort of feel like he could land on this river with a bunch of bluffs. Is that true? What's he betting flop with? I mean, I guess we sort of unblock his bluffs. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so we 3-bet. We got a pretty favorable flop for us. We have the right suits. I wish we had the ace of hearts, but no biggie. 3-bet pot here on this board. I think we actually go about like 60 or 70. My brain's not quite functioning as well as I would hope today. So I don't feel like my thought process is fully on where I want it to be. But maybe we can sort of get in the zone here. Okay, no real reason to 3-bet. There's like not enough money out there, right? Like we've been incentivized to 3-bet. Had he opened a little bit larger, I don't know if we still in the big blind with this hand. Yeah, we're probably mixing some threes, but when he just min opens, I don't really see a reason to turn this hand into a 3-bet here. Like we're just getting such a good price with a pretty good hand, and I think 3-betting would maybe ruin the value of the hand a little bit here. Okay, so we are super deep. 3-bet's 10.5 bigs. We are going to be in position. This hand's, I feel like we just have to call because we're in position here and we can make a really strong hand. Here he bets pretty large. All we really have going for us is a backdoor flush draw. Just let it go. This is a board where he shouldn't be c-betting all that often. So when he checks, he can still have some strong hands. I think maybe I should have 3-bet queen jack off here. Oh, no, small blind versus big. I think we're fine. Yeah, I think this is just a fold. We do block like 9-8 suited, which I don't think he really ever has anyway, but it's also easy for him to be over bluffing there. We just don't really have a hand we can do much with. Blind versus blind here. I think we're gonna call it 2 overs and backdoors. This guy's calling pretty wide pre, looks like. Paired board. I think with the spade, we're gonna go ahead and put in a small bet. I think like we should be checking a lot here, but basically betting because I think he's playing pretty wide pre. It's pretty hard for him to hit this board. 2 spades. Our sizing here will definitely be a small size if we're betting. This hand might be a little too strong to bet, although getting him to fold like any equity here like isn't bad. I think we can't really go wrong with a small bet in this spot. Okay, I guess unless we get raised, which sucks. So now it's going to be 8 to call. So we're getting like 25%, which we probably have just with the flush draw and 2 overs. So he calls flop, he raises turn, and now he bombs river. It's a pretty strong line for a player that seemingly passive-ish, has passive tendencies at least. So I think we just let it go. I mean, we have ace high, so not the toughest laydown we've ever made. Start betting for value here with king. Don't expect pool to be checking back a ton of flush draws on the flop. So I think we're doing all right. Just see him play better as a check call. I think he's probably checking back. Does he have any bluffs here, right? I think so. I think he's mostly weighted towards air, to be honest. So maybe this hand plays better as a check call. Unless he's just like calling with a queen, which would suck. He's definitely checking a queen back for sure. Okay, so we get cold called here on a button. Interesting. We're probably just checking range on this board in this situation. Okay, we open, we get 3-bet by the button. We're definitely gonna be 4-betting here. And for sizing, we'll size up a little, 22. Don't really want to give him a good price to play in position against us. This is an interesting spot. I don't think our hand's strong enough to really make a move here. Yeah, he bets about third pot here. This board's definitely better for him than it is for us. We just have 2 overs. We can just let it go. Okay, on this board, I think we just have some small bets probably. It's pretty hard for, I guess like he's got more queens than we do. We can still bet like quarter pot here. Small bets. Okay, we pick up some equity into turn. So we want to sort of go for it here. King of Hearts blocks some of his continues. Okay, once he calls twice, I don't know how much showdown value we really have. I mean, sorry, how much fold equity we really have here. Oh, that's easy. Stick it in here, buy some more chips. Probably have to look at that ace king bluff. Maybe a little spewy, I don't know. Maybe we should have some raises on this board, damn it. Cool, 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 cool. Ten into 50, 1 in 5 divided by 2. I need like 25%. Is he checking a king on a turn? I don't know. We're just calling to chop, but it's pretty cheap price. Oh, yikes. Set over set. Fuck, we run good. God damn. I could defend this hand against under the gun open. Nines, we're gonna be 3-betting. Big bet. No, thank you. Three figures from showdown value. I think we're just checking now. Against the sizing, I think we're just calling. I think he definitely has some kings here, but. This is probably a board we get to bet on. Cold color, supposed to not really have king X all that often. Pick up some equity here. I don't think he's really checking behind king X all that often. I think we're doing quite well here, and I think we get to bet on the larger side. For value. Hoping to get called by some pocket pairs, maybe some worse jacks, some draws. Okay, here I think we're just blocking too much of his continuation range. He's got a short stack, so there's no real pressure to get the money in right now. That card's probably not going to help our action. But at the same time, like we got to start building with spots. We do unblock the ace, sort of unblock straight draws. Interesting river. Just bet fold. Should be raising like king 3 a lot here, I think. So we get a good price to call in position. I don't think Pool's really getting that aggressive with their 4 bets here, and I think we're easily dominated. Our hand's not that playable, so I think we just lay it down actually. Probably can't do this every time. Keep an eye on that. Maybe I can though. King 9 off from the button is going to be an open. Okay, good. I could see an argument for flatting this hand. How aggressively are these guys three betting? Decent. I think we're just gonna three bet then. Okay, we get check raised here. I don't really see what hands he could be check raising with, to be honest. So we're just gonna call and keep his bluffs in his range. Bad card. Just threw the value of our hand right out the door. I think we're just checking here. Don't really see any value betting. I mean, he's got to be getting pretty creative with his check raises on his board here. Could he be over bluffing the spot? Does he check raise just like ace X? We don't have a kicker. We block fours, which would be a clear check raise. I suppose he could have a 9. For this size, and we got to be good 1 out of 5 times. Man, I think he could be over bluffing here with the line that he took. I don't really like his sizing there. I think he should have gone for a larger sizing, like 9s. This is a pretty large 3-bet here, 12 bigs. I just don't think our hand is really strong enough. So there's probably some tilt equity there. You know, if we make us out, we might get stacks, but. I think this is just a fold right away. We'll take one street for such a good price. I think with the queen of diamonds, well, maybe we're just range fitting this board anyway. It's pretty disconnected. I guess like we don't like the suitedness. Having the 9 makes me like a little bit, want to bet a little bit less often just because I do have some showdown value, but it is somewhat vulnerable. I don't know if I'm ever getting like really two overs to fold here because they just have gut shots and things. Having that queen of diamonds is a pretty nice card to have though. Blocks a lot of his continuation range. Both of these hands are clear opens on a button. Ouch. Karen, he's doing really well on this board. Interesting that he leads here. I guess I could see him leading with King X. Maybe hearts, maybe some like middling pocket pairs, maybe 7X. I don't really see a reason to raise here. I don't think he's ever folding like a king. I think ace high is pretty strong at this point, maybe. I think this line is pretty capped. Queen jack off, meh. Doesn't play that well. Under the gun, don't want to get 3-bet. There's a lot of negatives going for it. It's an under the gun open. I mean, yeah, out of the small blind, we're probably just playing 3-better folds. It's a min open. I'm gonna go to like 11 here, but I guess maybe I should still, right? It's a stronger range. I should probably size up a little bit. We want to have some stronger aces in our checking range here, I think. Big pool play tends to play worse against checks in general. Do you want to have check raise here? Ace king could just be good. I don't know though. He's kind of just feels like he has a king, queen here and he's just milking me, but. Okay, so he's starting to polarize here. We don't have a diamond, which sucks, but I think our hand is just too strong, right? It would make sense for him to have flush draws. He definitely, I don't know how many flush draws I'm checking on the flop. I should be checking quite a few. I just got owned up here. Yeah, I guess we just call. He didn't jam, which is interesting. I think maybe we're too far up in our range to call the way we play this hand. He could be value betting a hand like ace 10 or ace jack. I mean, would he be though? Really wish we had a diamond. Flop goes check, he bets, then he bets, and then he bets. Probably an under bluff spot. Is this just a bluff catcher though? Like, do we beat any of his value hands? I knew that was a fold. That was just poor discipline. Poor discipline. Okay, so this is a spot where big blind should have more fours than I do. So we actually aren't doing that well here. Range versus range, obviously we have a four, so we're doing great. When he checks back, I sort of expect him to use stab like a lot on the flop. So kind of expect him to be weighted towards air here. But at the same time, like we really want to start building a pot. Can we check a four twice? Yeah, we could probably check raise the turn here. I know we would be checking some of our worst flush draws. This is probably one. And it's nice to have some flushes in our turn range when a club comes. I think we just have to use a small size here, which kind of sucks. You know what? Maybe we don't have to. We do with our non-flush hands. I think we probably want to use a larger size with this hand. Maybe this guy's a thinking reg and he doesn't think we can have flushes in our flop check range, or he has 10-9. Best play here, I think we just call. We don't really want to isolate ourselves against full houses. We want to keep his bluffs in range. Kind of sucks if a club bangs off, but that's an interesting hand too, or an interesting. Against the sizing, I think maybe we just get to continue here. We're a little bit extra deep. That sucks. So he check raised turn. Now he's just 3xing river. We just have a flush on a double paired board. Yeah, I guess we're just folding. It's third pot here, paired board, king high. It's kind of tough spot, I think. It's a third pot. I think I'm just gonna have to peel one. Queen's a bit better for his range than it is for ours, though we've condensed a bit now. Yeah, we just fold. All right, probably gonna end this session. He's probably just range betting here against a range bet. One. We're calling most of our pairs here. Okay, can I end this?